Okay guys, welcome back to the 10th ever episode of the Galago Games podcast. My name's Zach. Today I'm joined by Conor.
Was it?
And Brad.
Hey.
So, we're going to just jump straight into the news considering we had 2 weeks off. And we're going to start with Google Stadia. So Google Stadia is a sort of streaming service. Basically the version of a console. But it's all on the internet or in the cloud. The only thing that you get is like a physical controller. And I don't even think you need to get that. You can use keyboard and mouse.
Oh, I've just seen the controller. It looks okay.
Yeah, it looks fine. It's got some interesting features. The fact that it has a Google like assistant button.
Oh, is that what the middle one is?
It's one of them, yeah. So basically, when you press that, you can ask the assistant stuff. I don't know how in depth that gets.
God.
How do I beat the blazing bull in Sekiro, Google?
Yeah, exactly. So that's interesting, and they also...
Can you imagine if it came back and said, get good scrub? The AI.
That'd be a good program.
Oh shit, that'd be so good. Sorry, carry on.
They also pushed the fact that they have a share button on the controller.
Right.
Which is not new at all.
I was going to say, doesn't PlayStation have that?
Yeah. But aside from the controller, they're pushing the fact that they can do 4K 60 FPS, and then eventually in the future, 8K 120 FPS.
Wow.
It's a bold claim.
Yeah, it's very bold, considering you're going to have godlike internet to do 4K 60 FPS.
I know,
probably.
yeah.
So, I mean, what do we think of this? Like, I can just imagine on any internet really, it's going to drop every now and again, and your game's just going to go from like 4K or 1080 to like
360p.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because it's not going to want to sacrifice the frames.
And like, you know, like if we play like Smash or something now, right? And people lag. Imagine streaming a game. I feel like it's just going to be so much worse for stuff like that. It
feels painful, doesn't it?
Yeah, the idea of like playing online on a game that you're having to stream seems, I don't know, just doesn't sound like a good idea. Is this this is Google, isn't it? Sorry, not Microsoft.
Yeah, Google.
Okay, I was going to say, are they basically just doing that DRM thing again, where we can't trade games anymore?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some cool parts to it. Like, they basically said that you'll never have to do an update. Like, you'll never have to wait for an update.
Right.
Because it's just all stored on the cloud.
On the cloud, yeah.
So is it all virtual machine as opposed to the Steam one, which is you run it on your computer and you play it on something else?
Yeah, it's literally has no... It's run on their own, like, computers. Their own servers. So you could have the worst computer specs in the world, doesn't matter.
Because you're just basically streaming it at like zero latency. I mean,
it's a nice idea.
Well, but I just don't think it's going to work out. Like, there's just no chance that you can do like zero latency like that.
Netflix.
There's going to be some latency, but
Netflix tanks my computer. Like, if I'm talking to on Discord and watching Netflix, my voice will mess up.
Yeah, we don't have the internet for it.
So I imagine this being far worse than that.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting, I guess, to see how it flops, but
I don't think.
Well, you're just guaranteed. You're in your mind guaranteed failure on this one.
I'm joking. I don't know. It's one of those things where when you hear about it, you're like, nah, I want to play the games the way we're supposed to play games, but I'm sure it'll be a good thing, you know.
I'm looking at a side view of that controller, by the way, guys, and it doesn't look good. It looks very cheap.
Oh, really? I'm sure it'll be okay.
They showed at one point, like, what you watch, like, the Assassin's Creed Odyssey trailer on YouTube, and then at the end of the trailer, it just comes up with, like, a play now button, and they just clicked that and went straight into the game.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Which is scary.
Yeah.
Because, like, is that you've instantly spent 50 quid?
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine?
Oh, that's...
Like, how does that work?
No, I can't... I mean, in all fairness, doesn't the Alexa do something like that?
Yeah, Alexa can buy stuff for you as well.
Damn, man. Yeah.
But yeah, that's scary. But I mean, it's a cool feature, but I think it needs to be thought about. Like, how easy is it for me to spend 60 quid, like, instantly by clicking this?
I'm sure it won't be like that. I imagine you would have to, you know, press a buy button and be told, you know, proceed to checkout. Like, you know.
Yeah. because they were hyping the fact that you can watch the trailer and then press play and be playing within 5 seconds.
Well, I imagine that's if you've already downloaded the game. It's got to be. Oh, sorry, not downloaded the game, but purchased it.
Yeah.
So, it's available on your account. And that's too scary, man, if it was like that. Way too scary. They'd get grilled for it.
Probably. Is this the future? Do we get like one more generation of actual consoles and then just this?
Possibly.
I've heard several people saying that they fear this is the future.
I think it is, probably.
Yeah, I think this is the direction people are going, but...
Does this even matter for us on PC?
What do you mean?
Well, you'll get slight lag on everything you ever do, but...
But can't we just still use Steam and just install games anyway?
Well,
yeah, I mean, of course, but
you're assuming that Steam doesn't do this.
If you have a poor rig, or you've not got an expensive computer,
I suppose,
then it's still usable.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess for us, it's not going to be too big of a deal. But for people who can't afford, or have a slower rig, then that's great. I guess.
Yeah.
Good for them. But I mean,
options if they have fast internet.
Exactly. Yeah. If you've got a shit rig but good internet, if you've got neither, then you're still in the same place. So
pretty much
whatever. Unless you've got those, what is it? The that streamer internet, whatever it was that like Pokemon and stuff has.
Yeah.
Then great. Everyone else, no one's going to get affected by it because no one's got good enough internet. So great.
So they never said when it's coming out. Well, they said 2019. That's it.
Wow, this.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens when it actually does come out.
That's fairly soon then, in terms of big announcements.
Well, yeah, they tested it with Odyssey without like officially calling it Stadia a few months ago, where you could play Odyssey in Chrome, and everyone like thought this is actually something. They're just like trying something out here that's going to actually be real.
Imagine,
and I think it kind of worked.
Imagine letting Chrome use more of your RAM
than it already does.
Yeah. Imagine having another tab open for some people.
That's the beauty of it. It doesn't use any more RAM. It's all Google side.
Ta-da! Yay!
Perfection. That's why Chrome has always used so much RAM to prepare for this.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
You'll never notice the difference.
Alright. So Google had this one thing, and Sony or PlayStation had their own thing last night on time of recording.
Equally boring.
And if you think that Google's couldn't bomb, you couldn't get worse than Google's. PlayStation did it.
Yeah, gotta remember there's little more than not actually showing video games to unimpress gamers, and that would be to show games that no one actually cares about. That's the only thing you could do that's less impressive than not showing any video games at all. I feel like.
Yeah, well, I feel like basically what happened is they announced they're going to do this sort of like Nintendo Direct sort of thing, and everyone kind of got overly hyped, as the internet does. Like some people say, it's like PS5, and etc. Obviously, it was never going to be that.
No, of course not.
But that's what happens when you announce something like this without any details.
Yeah, I mean, I was under the impression it was basically going to be like Nintendo Direct for PlayStation, and we'd get some cool games, not just like indie and VR. Yeah.
So we did basically just get indie and VR games, which I'm sure will be fine. But it's not what you like build up an entire event around, unless you openly say beforehand, this is just going to be indie 99% indie games and VR games. So if it's not your thing, don't worry about it.
Yeah. And if you're starting it from scratch as well, it's probably a good time to drop the big things. People actually watch it.
Yeah,
possibly. I mean, look what Nintendo did, right? We got the Pokemon one that was just Pokemon. Lasted 7 minutes, but it was huge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
know.
They
need to end with one big thing, right? They need to just have one thing at the end.
Well, they had Days Gone, right? Which I think they classify, I'm sure we all classify as like a AAA title. But, when you've got like Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, the other big titles that could have been shown, new stuff, Final Fantasy VII Remake, you could have shown one of those. Really, really gone, whoa, holy shit, people should have stayed and watched this. But at the same time, do you reckon they do that around E3 time? Like, even if E3 becomes less important, right, where it's not like the hub where everyone goes once a year to show their shit, it'll now be like that a time frame. They'll use E3 as a time frame to show their big shit because they still want to compete, right?
Yeah, it's whether they've got anything to show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they're staggering out their streams, are they doing it so that they've got content all the way through the year, and then when E3 comes, they've still got their big stuff held back to show out? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just worried about these sort of things. I feel like the next one's obviously going to be completely different because people know what to expect this time around.
Yeah.
People won't go in with crazy, especially when they opened with a CGI like Marvel Iron Man.
Oh my god! When people are like, "Oh my god, it's going to be Square Enix's Avengers game."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then it turned out to just be a VR Iron Man game.
That was probably the worst way to open it.
Yeah, just an ultimate debate, straight off the bat.
The biggest bait, yeah. So, man, I think all of us were like, "Oh my god, this is going to be Square Enix's Avengers game."
Yeah.
No.
It feels bad.
It's Be Iron Man, the game.
Yep. So, I guess thumbs up for idea. We want things like the direct. That's fine.
Yeah,
keep doing it.
We get regular streams. That's always fun.
Yeah, but please think about. There's no it's absolutely fine to show the indie games and the VR games, but also you got to cater for the other people as well that are in it for the hype.
Yeah, we all want always have the indie games and shit in, but have the big stuff. Have some of the big stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get grilled here and say, "Oh, Days Gone is big."
Yeah, but
fucking
it's
zombie
not,
game, innit?
It's not huge.
Yeah. If it didn't hype you, it's not done its job, really, has it?
Exactly. They had The Last of Us in the can. I feel like The Last of Us at this point is it's up to Naughty Dog whether they can just say no, we're not showing anything. See you later, and just completely shut down until it's ready to go.
You reckon PlayStation has no power over when they show that shit?
I mean, they could probably force
publisher for them. Or
they could probably force them, but I'm sure they just say to them, "Fine, it's whatever." You know best, sort of thing.
It's probably a good thing if they do leave them to it. Otherwise, you might get you don't want to rush a developer. We've seen how bad that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with someone like Naughty Dog. Let them take the time. Let them stew on the game.
Always let them take their time. Look what they did on a PlayStation 4 with fucking Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
You ever seen a game that good looking on PlayStation 4?
No. I mean, I'm still of the belief that Last of Us will be PS5, but...
You reckon?
Yeah.
Even though they've shown gameplay?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's PS5. It might be it might be between both, but I don't think it's just on PS4.
Okay.
Same with Death Stranding, that's 100% PS5.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima as well. There's no way a game can look that pretty on a PlayStation 4.
Correct. And run at more than 5 FPS.
Yeah. And they already showed how well it runs. They did the whole, the trees, the tree leaves all falling and stuff, and it's no way this game could be this fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep our eyes out and ears out for the next one.
Thanks for the disappointment, PlayStation.
Thank you.
Another one.
And we'll move on to some news that 6 months ago would not have even made a headline, but now it does, which is kind of good marketing from Bethesda. So Bethesda basically just tweeted out saying, "We're pleased to announce that Rage 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, and Doom Eternal will be released on Steam, as well as their own client, and they'll also be bringing Fallout 76 to Steam later this year."
So when they say this, do they say Fallout 76 to Steam later this year? What about the other ones? They're not out yet, are they?
No, they're not.
Okay,
but basically, because the internet has kind of turned Epic Game Store into everyone hates it.
Of course, that's why they've done this. I was going to say, what the fuck? They always bring their games out on Steam.
Yeah, exactly. So now, the fact that you're not going on Epic Game Store
is actually a
positive big deal.
marketing play.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
It's very clever marketing.
That's so good, dude. Mate, I was so confused that I was like, no way, is Doom Eternal already out? Have I been under a rock? I fucking love that game. Or the first one, or the fourth one. This is clever. This is clever. This is reminds me of when PlayStation 4 did the trading games.
Yeah.
Trailer.
That was a good one. Yeah.
How you trade games on PlayStation? It just gives it to you. This is the same thing.
The crazy thing is though, is that the Epic Games Store is actually the good guy. They're giving the developers more money than Steam. That's why everyone's going over there. But then on the consumer side,
someone was telling me to believe Epic Games has got
Sorry,
some
go on, bro.
weird terms and conditions.
Oh, really?
Like I don't know how true it is. Like take this with a pinch of salt. But I was being told it was like they have like access rights to internet history and stuff, which is weird if that's true.
Why do you even need that?
I don't know. Someone was just telling me about it. Like, yeah, they've got some like the person who runs the Epic. The people who run the Epic thing have got like some weird access rights to what's on your computer in their terms of service.
Monka-S, dude. Monka-S.
I mean,
but as I say, I don't know how true it is.
Yeah, who knows? But it's just funny that it's so quickly turned on its head.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of... So Steam basically have won by not doing anything.
Not doing anything.
By having such a large control already.
But they're reputable,
that it becomes
right?
almost impossible. Yeah.
They are like, the only times I've ever had problems with Steam is when it's a game trying to open through Uplay or another client. That's literally the only times I've ever had problems with any game on Steam.
Steam it works. It does the job.
It just works. It really does just work. But I'm still of the opinion that like I feel like it's equal. Like if you put your game on Epic as a dev, you get more money. If you put your game on Steam, you get more sales, so you get more money.
Most likely.
I don't get that. I really don't get the. It's such like a shallow, thing to hedge your bets on. Like, oh yeah, we're going to put it on Epic Games instead. Especially now when it's got a negative connotation to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you put your game on Steam, there you go. It's literally a good publicity move to just put your game on Steam, the place where everyone has been putting their game for decades. Like,
have yourself on the front page of one of the most well-used gaming platforms in the world for like a month.
I kind of love that this has happened, to be honest. Steam
it's funny,
it's now
it?
a good thing to go, oh yeah, by the way, games coming to Steam, boys. Fuck yeah. Like, place where every game else it always is. Yeah. It's sick. I love that. Fuck you, Epic. We had to work in your engine.
Your engine's fine.
It's not even bad.
It's
We're
not
CryEngine.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking. We're just jaded gamers. Or jaded game dev students. Fuck game development.
Surprisingly, it's hard. And soul-crushing.
It's pull your hair out, man. Problem? You solved it. 2 more. You solved both of those. 4 more. Fuck off.
You thought this was a podcast. It's actually a rant about
what
our university course in game development did to us.
One day, Brad, when people are watching this just for us, it's just going to be us chatting shit. There's not even going to be topics. We're going to start off with, do you reckon you could take a chimpanzee with only a stick? And
where is Rob when we need him?
Well, that's what I mean. We could get like 2 hours worth of conversation if we have Rob in there, because he thinks he can take any animal. Yeah. Anyway, tangent aside. What was it?
All right, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Connor, you wanted to talk about some cheating in Apex Legends?
Yeah. Okay.
What's going on?
So this is just what I've been hearing, right? So Apex is on the rise, isn't it? Or has it was?
Yeah.
It's like the biggest battle royale was the one that Shroud and Dr. Disrespect are playing, which makes it the biggest. But I've been hearing so many things from like reputable streamers saying that this game's going to die because it's got like rampant cheating, wall hacking, aimbotting. Just wanted to get what you guys think on, as a game dev, do you not reckon it's, if your game's gaining so much momentum like this, shouldn't they be addressing it like instant for this kind of stuff, for anti-cheat?
Definitely.
Well, yeah. There should be, in any situation, you should be addressing this sort of thing.
It's just bizarre to me that they've not, and I think it's been a problem for about a month and a bit now.
It's like any game where someone can hack it or cheat it when it's got multiplayer or something.
Yeah,
it's
a
horrible.
multiplayer shooter where people have had aimbots for years. It just seems bizarre, like how long the cheating's been going on, and apparently you can barely get in a game anymore without cheaters in it.
Yeah, that's mental.
Yeah. I mean, also, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? Why are you going into a game like a shooting game where you kind of want to do well by skill, and just cheating? What's the point? It's like playing the video game but not actually doing anything.
Well, Connor, you've played Dark Souls 1. and you must have had a hacker at least once in that, and that makes no sense to me either. Like, why are you going to invade someone with infinite health and all that? Like, what's the point?
I don't know. It's so pointless. It's so pointless. Yeah, I'm going to play the video game, but I'm not really going to play the video game.
I saw a funny like tweet earlier, and it was like Apex Legends players finally reaching the ability to be to make the game impossible for casual players.
What? Because it thinks they're too good.
Yeah,
wow.
It's reached that stage now where it's like kind of like when we play PUBG, and it's like we just get destroyed.
Everyone's too good at the game.
Yeah,
yeah, but apparently that's not. It's not that with this. It's literally hackers, which fucking sucks, man. This game doesn't really deserve to die. It's the first battle royale that's had like, polish.
Yeah,
it's the one I hate the least.
That's saying something.
That's saying something. We all hate BR in this Discord. Hate BR.
I'm not gonna lie. Someone said to me the other day that there might be a Dark Souls battle royale, and that tempts me.
How do they even do that, Brad?
Well, I just imagine it'd be basically like an 100-man arena fight, which would be hilarious. It wouldn't be good, but it'd be fun.
Make it Sekiro. I'll be interested. Excuse me.
That's got no multiplayer, does it? Good. What I've heard.
No, it doesn't have multiplayer.
Yeah, good point. Never mind. Alright.
We'll talk a bit more about Sekiro soon.
Yeah, fucking Apex. Whatever.
And we'll move on to the last bit of news. Probably going to be a shorter episode this week because we are very late. And this isn't really news, just something I thought is interesting to talk about. The fact that role-playing or in GTA 5 has become the most, like, the new thing on Twitch, basically. There's always, like, something that happens on Twitch that is, like, it's always, like, Fortnite. It's usually a Battle Royale game, isn't it?
Usually, yeah.
And it's nice. It's kind of refreshing to see something different.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would feel if I was someone who'd been doing GTA 5 role-playing for, like, 3 years at this point.
You really would feel like someone just muscled in on your space, right? Exactly.
Either that, or it means you gain, like, it's a fine balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, do you gain more interest because of this, or are you just getting completely shut down now?
What is it? It's soda popping, right? I thought it was.
Yep.
Soda popping is basically, he went on, must have done something similar to like the Summit Sea of Thieves effect.
Yeah.
Where people were like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is so funny. And then obviously other streamers will say, oh god, I should try that. And what's the saying? When the tide rises, it benefits all of the ships on it, all the boats, or whatever that saying is. If they bring in more viewers into that category, it's technically good for everyone in it, right? But at the same time, you're dominated by the big people at the top now. So if you're smaller, you're all the way down to the bottom now.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is a double-edged sword, man.
And it has another sort of point to it in the fact that these servers are like closed servers.
Yeah, was it whitelisted, right?
Yeah, so basically if you're a huge streamer, like Pokimane, etc., you're going to get straight in because you get some sort of like fast pass.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've been like playing the game for years and you've always been like, it's all you do, like you stream that game, you stream GTA 5 roleplay, and now you're in like queues for hours to get into the server.
Yeah. Because
it's just giving priority to these big boys.
That kind of sucks.
That's a feels bad.
That is a big feels bad.
But it's just it's interesting to like see another, like see how Twitch changes again, how something new rises up, and and how long this will last.
I think with this one, like, I hope it's because the streamer is being entertaining, right? And it's not because of the things they're witnessing and the other people are making it entertaining. Like, I remember with like games like VR chat and stuff, sometimes it was entertaining because of the weird people in the game, not necessarily, we were just watching it through camera, and then it was the other people that made it fascinating. And then with Battle Royale, it's like a person's skill, or, because you can drop in and out fast. But with these ones, I think it's quite interesting because like we were watching Pokelols, weren't we? And that was very funny. Mm-hmm. But it was him in conjunction with other people that made it funny. So I suppose it could be good for other people then, in the sense that if they manage to get into the Twitch server and then pop up on Soda Poppin', for example, stream, they could gain momentum off of that, right?
100%. Yeah,
Which is-
as long as it's someone says who they are.
Well, I would hope that, if I was in this situation, I would want the person, I would play with them for a while rather than them just come in and immediately break RP and say, "Oh, come follow me on this Twitch."
Yeah.
They'd do that, and then when the session ends, you'd hope that the streamer would be like, "Dude, thank you so much for giving me like so much content. Let me plug you a bit, or host, or something like that." You would hope that would happen. If you are a big streamer and for some reason you randomly watch this, you're an asshole if you don't do that. Do that.
And it's kind of interesting how, like, you would think that when this dies down now, there will be a bigger audience for it than there was before, and those people that were streaming will continue to stream, but now ideally with a bigger
that's the
bigger audience behind
because
them.
that's probably what happened with a lot of Sea of Thieves people, right? When Summit dropped off from it for a bit and is now playing GTA RP, you'd still hope that the Sea of Thieves people before it now have more of a consistent viewer base now.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah,
which is good all around.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's good stuff. I like seeing creative things. Like, GTA V Roleplay is creative.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's
not just seeing the same old, like,
boom headshot.
Apex Legends drop like 8 trillion times.
Yeah.
It's much like, that's why I enjoyed watching Sea of Thieves. Like, those games I feel like are way better, way more interesting to watch on Twitch because it's more like people
interacting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 100%. I agree.
Brad, are you going to dip your feet into some GTA 5 RP, mate?
Oh god, I would.
No. It could be quite funny to watch, I'll admit. Yeah, but
if we could get into a server somehow, I'd be so down to give it a try. Just go in there with like a character, like I would say I'd do like a corgi character, like a was it New Zealand accent kind of thing, or go with like a South African accent or something. Just go for that.
Yeah, but no one else here can do like accents like you.
Well, no,
we'd all bad Irish.
Everyone could have a thing, right? You go in and you could just play you. I'm sure that most of the streamers just play themselves.
Pretty much.
Like Poke plays Bogdan. That's like an Arabic character or something that he's got. I think Soda just plays the Soda Poppin'. Yeah. But yeah, it is funny for people with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good shit, Twitch.
Okay, so we'll move on to what we've been playing. I guess I'll kick off because I don't really have too much to say. I finished Arkham Asylum, which apart from the last boss fight and one other boss fight, the Poison Ivy fight, is a perfect video game. I'm willing to give it a 10 out of 10 score. I'm now playing Arkham City, which I'm only about 2 hours in, but you can just feel the improvement. And so, like, just everything feels nicer to do. And so it's currently still scoring a 10 out of 10. Basically, I rate my games 10 out of 10 and see how far they drop. It's still at a 10 out of 10, and I don't think it will drop from that. Right. So I think I can already give it a perfect score.
Right. So if I was to say, Zach, right, if you've got the Arkham games as your base of a 10 out of 10 perfect game,
yeah,
what would you give The Witcher 3?
I'd probably give The Witcher 3 a 10 out of 10.
Even combat considered as well.
Yeah.
Because the combat's probably one of the weaker parts, right? If we're being real.
9.5.
Yeah. I still want to give it a 10 out of 10, but the combat is bad, and I say that as a very biased lover of The Witcher. But
it's not bad, but it's not great.
It's a damn near perfect game, though, isn't it? Like, holy shit! The other game we were getting super hype about yesterday, Halo 3. That's a perfect game.
Oh, everyone's really excited about it, and I'm saying like, never had an Xbox, never played Halo.
Oh my god, Sam's the fucking same. It's actually unreal to me.
To be fair, I'll buy it.
Grew up without playing Halo 3. Good, Brad. Everyone should buy this game. Halo 3 is going to be a masterpiece, or it is a masterpiece, and it's going to be a masterpiece again. But sorry,
it's just perfect.
On the topic of perfect games, Halo 3, that's another perfect game.
Always said to the Halo fanboys, if it ever came on PC, I'd get it.
Yeah. Oh man, I think we've been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, again, I've got nothing else to say. Great games. I'm going to keep playing them, and they'll probably slide down once I get to Origins and Night, but still, for now, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Brad, you've been playing. Let's talk about. I'm not going to talk about Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Dark Souls 2.
You can skip whatever you want.
We'll talk about Ultra Moon.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Let's talk about Ultra Moon. So did you play Moon?
I played
Or Sun.
Sun, yeah.
Right. And I've
very
dabbled in
similar.
Ultra Moon. But what's your thoughts on the differences between them? Is this something, are you happy with the upgrade?
Basically, most of the differences that I've seen are like minor UI stuff, a few things from different places. The story's a little bit different, but it's a Pokemon game. No one
How did the
cares.
gyms play out and stuff?
You know what? I do like.
Is it the
I
same?
miss gyms, but I like what they do. It's
You mean with the trials?
yeah, the trials.
Is it still the
like,
trials?
You fight 3 things, and then a big thing with an aura that means it's more powerful than it should be, and it 2 shots members of your team.
Right.
But that's fine. It's what you
I
expect.
think
It's
that's
supposed
the
to be a harder fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like it. It's interesting. They're all different. It's not like gyms from like Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, where it's just you go in, you solve a puzzle, and then it's done. It's you go in, weird things happen, and then it's done.
Yeah.
But I do miss gyms a little bit. But I don't complain about the trials.
Coming back in
I
Sword and
think-
Shield, aren't they?
Yeah, I
Gyms?
think so.
Yeah,
But they call them. I think they're going to have something like some Lord-based thing on them, or some English history.
Yeah. So, Brad, do you think that this is a good upgrade, like a £40 upgrade? Or like, if you played the first one, if you played Sun,
Is it worth?
is it worth £40 to play Ultramoon?
I think that entirely depends on who you are as a person. Like it's fine. It's not massive changes. There's a few things I wish they'd added that they didn't, like the National Pokédex for one.
Yeah. Is that not in there?
Oh, it's not. National Pokédex isn't in since Pokemon Bank came out.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's not in it. And there's a few, like basically most of the changes I've noticed, like ease of life changes, or I think they added the Ultraverse. I'm not sure. I don't think I've found it in Sun. But
I don't think it was in Sun and Moon.
it's harder than Sun,
Ultraverse.
definitely.
Yeah, I've heard this. Well, I mean, I've played bits of it, but I've heard it does get one of the hardest mainline Pokemon games.
Honestly, it reached a point where I got to. When I say the final boss fight, I don't mean like the Pokemon League. I mean before that.
Ultra Necrozma.
Yeah, Ultra Necrozma. I got to it thinking that it was just because you'd already fought Necrozma and I'd 2-shot him with one of my more basic Pokemon. Got to Ultra Necrozma. All of my Pokemon were 5 levels higher than him. He outsped everyone and 1-shot them.
Can you not catch? Can you catch Ultra Necrozma?
You can catch him later, but this is it's like a trial fight. So basically, not only is it Ultra Necrozma and his legendary creature stats, but he also gets the trial aura, which basically is the same as a major stat buff to every one of his stats.
Okay.
So he's fast, he's powerful, he's scary, and I didn't expect it. So he nailed my team pretty quickly, and many times over. I had to cheese him in the end.
How do you cheese in a Pokemon game?
Quite simply, I don't know if you ever encountered like Pokemon Affection, but basically, there's a small chance that a Pokemon that gets killed will survive on 1 HP.
Yeah.
So what I did was, I had my most powerful Pokemon use Moonblast on him, which did just over half his health, with a Quick Claw so it went first every so often. And then it died. So
you had to use the items. You don't think you cheesed it. You used
I
abilities and
I had to
items in the
revive
game
that Pokemon over and over again, and then it would die. It would die or end up on 1 HP.
Oh.
Right.
And when it ended up 1 HP, that's when I managed to get a hit in.
I mean, I feel like cheesing and hacksing in Pokemon is like it's Pokemon at its most base foundation, right? Like think about it. You do a move, chance on paralysis, chance on sleep, confusion,
Pray.
I
think confusion.
Burn and drop all of their damage by 50%.
Confusion.
Pokemon is
horrible.
Hacks, man.
Confusion is my most hated status effect. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, confusion sucks.
Confusion is ass. Yeah.
I think I hate it more than sleep or burned.
I think burn might be one of the most annoying.
Yeah, especially if it's a bad one.
Because what it does to your like damage, it just hinders your damage.
I only found out about that recently.
Did you know that one?
Burn halves your damage output. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's poison, but just way better.
And poison was horrible. It's not. It's not. It's actually Poison's been fine for Gen 6, Gen 7. It was like before that. It was the most disgusting thing ever. Because you're just walking along with the screen flashing as you slowly died.
Oh yeah, that was so annoying. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop. Yeah, okay, I get it. My close one's close to death.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that was annoying.
So fucking annoying.
So, before the Switch version comes out, Sword and Shield, Brad, would you recommend if someone's looking for a Pokemon game?
What, Gen 7? Yeah. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's quite fun.
Ultramoon specifically, yeah.
Yeah,
Ultramoon, Ultra Sun, basically the same game. But yeah, I recommend it. They're fun. Quite enjoyable.
Nice.
If you played Sun, you've probably got most of the experience. Sun and Moon, this is.
Monster Hunter, Brad. Don't need to talk too much in depth because we've talked about it in the past couple of episodes, but thoughts?
You know, I enjoy it. I use the bow, which everyone here thinks is boring. But yeah, I like. It's weird. It's one of those things that I don't think I'd like, but I do.
How would you?
Mate, that's why you should try Sekiro.
I'm gonna try Sekiro.
It's guaranteed for you to like.
I'll play it when the Dark Souls 2 thing is over.
Oh, what the fuck? You're denying yourself.
Yeah.
You should just play Sekiro. Fuck Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, you should. It's not multiplayer, so you may as well just play it by yourself.
Yeah. Great.
But yeah, Monster Hunter. Favorite monster, Brad?
Ooh.
The Kirin was a bastard. The Rathalos is pretty cool.
Rathalos is cool.
That's the first I've got so far. Is pretty much the Rathalos.
Rathalos.
I've just. Okay. Oh, sorry, no. Allow me to correct that. I recently encountered what Ed calls the B2 bomber, or the Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah. Basil Goose.
That one shot me.
Yeah,
at full health. I was like, I didn't know. I didn't even know it was there. It just flew over and I was gone.
Yeah, Basil Goose is that's how you know you're in high rank, because he will come and fuck up every encounter that you have. He's in every area, I think, in the game.
Oh god.
I don't know if he's in the Rotten Vale, but I swear he is as well.
Like,
I'm sure I've encountered him there.
Up to that point, it was just occasionally the Jagras would appear
everywhere. Yeah.
Like, the Jagras that just went, you know what? I'll take on the Engineath. Why not?
Oh mate, the Jagras my favourite creature for that very reason.
You mean what? Because he's got spirit.
Yeah, he's like the Moomin Rider.
She's like the Odogron then, mate. He fights everything.
Yeah, but he does it because he's an asshole.
He can win,
He
though.
is an asshole. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
is such an asshole. My favourite monster is Odogron. I think he's such a cool... Like, I really like his design. He's got my favourite armour set, and I like the fight. It's quite different because he's not like a dragon. He's not really a wyvern or a dragon. He's like a big wolf, and he's really fast.
Yeah,
have any of you two ever seen the Anjanath asleep?
Yeah.
Its tail, like, flutters in its sleep.
Oh, really?
Yes. I noticed it the other day. I was like, ah.
How cute.
And then Derek Dragon pierced the whole thing and did about 700 damage. But
I also quite like the Nurg fight, the Nergigante.
Yeah.
That one's really hard.
I've not got to him yet. Apart from,
he's really difficult. He has a guaranteed one shot. A guaranteed one shot.
That's fun. I thought the Diablos was the last one of those.
It's quite you can dodge it, but it is guaranteed. And I'm excited to do some of the ones that we've not done yet, like Devil Joe, Kulve Taroth, the DLC stuff that I've not even tried yet. So I'm very excited.
Is DLC out yet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
DLC's been out for ages.
Is it? I've not noticed it.
Not the expansion. Not
the expansion.
Oh.
Not Icebound.
What DLC?
DLC as in so after release they put a new monster in every couple months.
I didn't know about this.
So Devil Joe is like this huge T-Rex with a massive bottom jaw. Kulve Taroth is like huge. I think you do like, for him you can do 8 man if you fight Kulve Taroth.
Oh, that's scary
he's
thought.
Really cool. He's like the Komodo dragon that's covered in gold. Don't know if you've seen him, but it's huge, like absolutely fucking enormous. And who else is there? Behemoth from Final Fantasy.
Oh, I've noticed. Have you seen the Cactars?
Yeah, the Cactuars.
What the heck?
Yeah, that's why that's there. And I'm sure there's another one, but it's escaping me. But yeah, either way, we're all just preparing for Icebound, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's gonna be so sick.
I'm trying to get the main story finished now. I'm up to the Pink Rathalos.
Oh yeah, that's where we are.
Oh, if you need a hand, I need one. Yeah.
I soloed that entire game the first time I played it.
I've not tried it solo, I tried it with Ed, and I got like annihilated.
When I played it on PlayStation, I tried to do it entirely solo, the entire story. But this is how the game should be played. Multiplayer is so much better. You hate your cat? What the fuck, dude?
Mainly, I hate him for a few reasons. One, he calls me Meowster. The other one is that he's got the Vigor spray, and he only ever uses it when I'm at full health.
Oh yeah, mine does that sometimes.
Yeah, mine does that too.
I'll be at no health for ages, and the cat will be stood next to me, and it won't use it.
Poor guy. He's just trying to do his job, man. But yeah, great game.
Right. Well,
also a fucking great game.
So Connor,
Yes.
We'll start with Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
You've completed the game now.
Yes.
Final thoughts?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fucking amazing. You can't tell between the difference between cutscenes and gameplay. And there's parts of the game which are gameplay that look like a cutscene. Like when Dante gets the nunchuck weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, the animation, man! The time it must have taken to make this game.
Yeah.
But it is so AAA, it's unreal. Like,
is it in the running for your game of the year, or?
Yeah, I think it genuinely could be. And I'm not like the biggest Devil May Cry fan, you know. Like, I'm biased towards a game like Kingdom Hearts 3, which is a game full of faults. Like, let's be. I mean, Zach, from what you've played, it's not grabbed you like the others, right?
No.
It is a game full of faults, but I love it anyway. It's got a lot of stuff that's good about it, but a lot of stuff that's bad about it. This game, Devil May Cry, has like, oh my god, it's nothing but amazing.
Yeah. Nothing
but amazing. The characters are all sick. Even V, who's like painfully emo. Nero's awesome. He's my favourite character, I think. I really like how he's changed from Devil May Cry 4. And Dante, if people, four people that played the old ones, he's just like a love letter for them. Holy crap. He's got like an insanely high skill cap. He has 4 stances, 4 ranged weapons and 4 melee weapons that you can all switch instantly. So if you press right trigger, you can go from like sword to gauntlets to nunchucks to motorcycle. It's mad. It is quite the game. Soundtrack as well. Ooh.
Yeah.
There's games like Doom and Devil May Cry just have like these astounding soundtracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking amazing game.
It's very like high skill cap, isn't it?
I would. Yeah. Well, it's like it doesn't have to be, but if you want to, it's a game where it really pushes you to be like, no, do better, because look how sick this will be if you do it like this.
Yeah.
The game pushes you to get better at the game, which is great. And to mix things up and be stylish. Other game, Sekiro.
Yes.
Okay, so Sekiro, my opinion, I've played about 7 hours. It's the best game in the Soulsborne series, easily. Dark Souls 1 is the only thing that comes close, in my opinion. It's so good. Like as a Soulsborne game, it's like, you know, there's the things. It does loads of shit different. Shit different. So there's the posture thing. So instead of just doing, or get attacked, roll RB, roll RT, you have the posture, which is like, it forces you to play, it tries to get you to play perfect. So when people attack, you can block perfectly to deflect, which will damage their posture, but also gives you a chance to counterattack to damage their health. Now, if you break their posture, you can do a kill strike, which will take an entire bar of health off. So you've got alternative ways of combat for going. You could go, I'm going to look for his openings and go for health, or I'm going to break his posture and hit him with a kill, like a shinobi kill strike, or whatever they're called. Yeah. So the combat's way better, but for me, it's been the world. Obviously, I'm a bit weeby, so I really like Shogun Japan. I think it's amazing looking. Like, it's just the weapons, the clothing, everything's so sick. And they've got like things like Japanese lore bits where it's like, Tengu, which are, they're like these Japanese birdmen with the mask with the massive nose. They're really fucking scary. But I was on these rooftops fighting. There was loads of normal Tengus that I was fighting. They were like assassins. They were really hard. And I was running across one rooftop. I heard like a from the distance. Some black Tengu comes out the sky, hits me once, and I die. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, I was like, what? And then, like, the point where the game clicked for me, we're like, oh my god, this is amazing, because it's so different as a Soulsborne series game, if we're still considering it that, is when you go down this mountain path, right? The world starts shaking, and you're like, what the fuck could this be? Then you go further down, and this fucking enormous white snake appears.
Yep.
If it sees you, you die. You have to get around it by using, like, hiding in the bushes. Then when it goes off to look somewhere else, you use the opportunity to jump and grapple and hide and move around. And then there's a bit where you hide in I think it's called a palanquin, which is like a little Japanese hut. And it comes right up and looks its eye, like right inside, and you stab it in the eye. And it was like, in a Dark Souls game, I just had to avoid a boss. I had to use stealth in this game. And yeah, I don't know, for that was the part where the game just clicked, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It felt different. A From Software game that didn't feel like, the same formula. It's still the same at its foundation, in terms of its difficulty, and like the combat can kind of be, you could still say, the combat's very similar if you just don't go for posture breaking, but it has enough differences that it feels fresh to me, which is good, because I'm pretty drained of the Dark Souls formula.
Yeah. I've heard people say that this is definitely the hardest.
I've been hearing that as well.
In some ways, you see people where they go, this is the easiest game in the Dark Souls series. So it's all dependent on the person. But personally, I don't see where anyone is getting that from, because this game is loads harder. Loads harder. It tries to force you to play perfectly, and if you don't play perfectly, you get punished for it.
I would get so frustrated playing that game.
Oh, mate, I get frustrated playing the game. The worse you do, the more it infects people that you are like friends with, and the more you infect people that you're friends with, the less unseen aid it's called, where if you randomly trigger unseen aid, when you die, you don't lose anything. So you don't lose your sen, which is the currency, and you don't lose experience.
Yeah.
Where if you don't get unseen aid, you lose it. Or it gets cut in half, sorry. So the more, it's called dragon rot, the more you infect that by dying more, the worse you will do. It's insane. It really fucking punishes you. But man, it's a good game. I've seen people calling it the Dark Souls of Dark Souls, whatever that means. I've seen that. So, fucking phenomenal game though. Graphics are amazing too. Yep. And the story, it actually got a story. It has a story. Yeah. The lore's good too, from what I've seen.
FromSoft don't know what a story is.
No, they absolutely don't, but they did for this. They've got a story. It's your Shogun master that you're bound to. You need to go and save him. He's been kidnapped.
I've got to say though, FromSoft do love their Berserk references, don't they? And Berserk stuff.
Well,
this is arm.
I don't know. Is that? Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what's based off Berserk?
Oh, I assume so. I say assume so. Like it might be. They based a lot of Dark Souls stuff on Berserk, so I know they've read it.
Oh yeah, I think the creator's a big fan.
Yeah, so like, doesn't surprise me that these things just find their way in.
Fucking awesome game. But yeah, very hard. Very, very hard.
So before we go, Brad, I just wanna say, why haven't you bought, like, what is the reason you haven't bought this game already?
And for the other Dark Souls nerds that you guys know.
Yeah.
For me, it's just,
because it is astonishing.
I will get around to it. I just have no urgency to it.
How?
Yeah, that's like, the way I see it is like, if The Witcher CDPR are making Cyberpunk, so I know I'm going to cop that game up instantly, because they've made one of my favorite games of all time. Dark Souls for you is one of your favorite games of all time, right?
Yeah.
So how would FromSoft make a game and you're not like, whew, let's fucking go?
Look,
it's time.
It's just Dark Souls paranoia, basically, which is that whenever a new Dark Souls game comes out, you always go, is it as good as the other ones? And that's basically what this is for me, I think, in my mind.
That's so bizarre. Why? What do you think of 3? Do you think 3 is worse?
Dark Souls 3? Dark Souls 3 is basically just like one faster. I like it. I like it for PvP more than, because you can just run through that game quite quickly, quite easily. And a lot of gimmick boss fights in it. But there's a few quite good boss fights as well.
just blows my mind that you haven't already bought this
Yeah,
game.
a little bit for me too.
Oh, well.
I don't know.
Maybe
Maybe
one day,
Zach.
Ben.
Maybe we're weird. Maybe we're
You
weird.
say maybe one day.
Yeah,
I'll probably
we might
own it
be
by
us.
next week, but just not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I just know
Maybe
that
we'll get a
whenever
report.
a game comes out for a dev that we're in love with, I'm like, easiest day
Yeah.
one buy of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything? Anyone got anything to say before we wrap up?
No,
No,
not
I'm
really.
Cool.
Subscribe,
So,
you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Watch the
Connor,
watch the
where can
C
people
team
find
die.
you? Connor?
Twitch.
Twitch.
Twitch, the Galago Boys, and on Twitter _Conchan.
Yep, we stream every Sunday, Wednesday, Friday.
Hey, you got it.
Yeah, over on the Galago Boys on Twitch. You can follow the Galago Boys on Twitter at Galago Boys actually.
Oh, is it just Galago Boys?
Yeah, I believe so. Right. Brad, and anything you want to plug?
Yeah, just watch.
Streaming on Wednesdays.
I'm part of the C team, streaming Wednesdays, doing our fucking painful Dark Souls experience. We took a painful game, we made it more painful. That's what we did, and that's how it feels at the moment.
Beautiful.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Zaka, he's ZACERHY. And until then, thank you for watching. If you are watching, give it a like on YouTube. If you are listening, give it a review on Spotify or iTunes. And until then, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.